Greetings and welcome back to the bench for another episode of the BMW Driftmizzle, the infamous car, and there's shit on my table. This time I haven't done anything since the last video, but as you can see we're looking at the chassis, the underneath bit of the vehicle, and I reckon I'm going to tackle that next. So to start off, there's a bunch of things that I need to paint black, and then give all the various different types of satin, matte and gloss finishes. So off camera I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Just a short intro for you guys. Yeah, but before I go ahead and start painting some stuff up, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit more about this. So this is the underneath chassis bit, and as you can remember from the interior part, I painted that silver, pretending that that was the original color of the vehicle. So naturally I'm gonna be painting the underside silver as well, because I like to do that with my monocoques. Monocoque. I'm gonna go ahead and paint that silver. And I was thinking when I spray the body, I might do a little overspray on the sides here and on the fronts and stuff, just like it would have been sprayed by a teenager or something, just with a rattle can, and it would get some overspray on the underneath, because of course they wouldn't paint the underside. That would take time, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I should probably stop talking to the camera and go ahead and start prepping some parts for black paint. Be right back. Yeah, a little bit of a sit rep here on the chassis work. Got all the main components kind of painted up in all the different colors that I wanted, with my custom blends of aluminum, weathered aluminum colors, I guess, and steel and such. This is the exhaust, for example. The light is kind of widening it out, but it's actually steel, custom gunmetal mix for the exhaust. And this thing here is another different shade of aluminum and gray, and this is aluminum and white, this little bracket here. And then the heat shield is steel colored. So yeah, I like to try and vary it up a little bit to get a little bit more realistic effect, I guess. Albeit not very not really very realistic and such. Yeah. So anyways, I haven't really glued anything in yet except this little gearbox support mount support, whatever it's called in English. And I also put the springs in the rear suspension arms, I guess. This is where my English words fail me a little bit, but yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys a little sit rep before I start gluing things in. I thought about lowering this car, but I have never done it before, and I kind of gave up on the idea because I thought it was going to be an easy job, because the front suspension actually comes with these tiny little what do you call them, risers or lift kit for the front suspension. It's just like a little block of aluminum, or I made it look like that. But yeah, I'm just gonna glue those in and not lower it at all. Same with the back. I thought about cutting a little bit off the shock absorbers and lowering it that way, but again, I needed to bend all the different kinds of suspension arms and stuff, so I just gave up on it, because I looked at some photos of the finished kit, and it looks like it has pretty decent ride height. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about here, just rambling a little bit, I guess. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start gluing things in. and still need to do a little bit of work on the exhaust. I want to rust out the catalytic converter, because that gets really freaking hot when it's running, and this part rusts really quicker than the rest of the exhaust system. So gonna do a little bit of rusting there. And also I want to go ahead and try and do a little bit of aging to the aluminum parts. Haven't really decided on how to do that. I was thinking maybe trying to add a little texture to it and dry brush some white on it, because they tend to get like little white spots on it and stuff. But anyways, we'll see how that goes. And yeah, that's where we're at. Next time you'll see this, we'll have all the bits and bobs glued on there. Yeah, so now that we are alone, finally, I can turn on the camera again. I've been working on this with the kids at home and the wife watching TV and stuff, so I didn't turn on the camera, as often happens in this household. But I got the chassis bits all glued up. I even dry fitted the bumper on there. So I painted most of the details. I still have a few to go, like the wishbone mountings right there and stuff. But if it would focus, I did a little rusting going on the exhaust here, and I did a little rust on the rest of the exhaust as well. And then I added in some fuel lines and brake lines going down here. From a reference photo, I saw it look kind of like that. Put in some brackets. The fuel lines themselves are a piece of wire that I bought a long time ago, and I painted it black because I only had the white one, like so. And then I pulled the insulator off the copper wiring, and I made the copper wires into the brake lines, so no need to paint those. They are the correct copper color. And then the brackets are a piece of aluminum that were used to hold some socks together that I bought, and I luckily saved it. So there it is. Just need to dirty up the engine bay a little bit more and the transmission to get a more believable effect, I think, as well as the rear differential there. And when that's done, I'm gonna put the chassis aside for a bit, start working on the body, and then when the body is all done, I'm gonna come back to the chassis, probably with it inside the vehicle, and do the whole life color pigments on it, and dirty it up a little bit more, like it's been on the road for the past 20 years. And yeah, so I've been working on the wheels as well. They were really bright, shiny chrome, so I put about 3 layers of matte varnish on those, this guy, to dull it down, and it looks pretty good now. And then I put the decals on the center caps, and did the front wheels as well, so we got front and back, whichever way it goes. But the ones that go in the back, I believe I am going to paint over this with Vallejo Game Air Squid Pink, because oftentimes these guys, hang on, somebody at the door. Yeah, so sorry about that. That was my kid needing some gloves. But anyways, as I was about to say, I'm gonna take the rear wheels and I'm gonna paint them with this Vallejo Squid Pink, cause I don't know, maybe it has a spare set just for drifting, and he needs to distinguish them somehow from the wheels that he runs daily. So a bit of I don't know, rattle can spray in pink to cover those up. I don't know, I'm using this squid pink because it is kind of see-through, and that's also why we have the center caps in, because I want those to be like painted over but still be able to see them through the paint, hopefully. So yeah, that's where we're at. That's what I'm gonna do next. Yeah, so about the tires, Yeah, I did a little overspray on this, like it would have been on the rim when it was spray painted, just on one side. If I don't like it, I could always flip it and turn it the other way, but yeah, getting carried away here. On the tires, they always have these little seam lines going down the middle, and to get rid of those, I'm gonna pop the tires into the freezer for like, I don't know, half an hour maybe, and then I'm gonna take them out and just sand this off when it's all frozen and nice. Frozen and nice, I said. And yeah, on the rear tires, I'm also going to be sanding most of the treads away, because this dude's been burning some rubber, I guess. And hopefully I'll get some like rubber particles that I can throw down here and here. Like, it's been burning rubber, and it's been flicking up inside there and stuff. And in the meantime, while the tires are in the freezer, I'm going to be starting to sand the body. I've already marked off the mold lines that I want to get rid of. So now I just gotta sand those flush, and I'm also going to be scuffing up the entire body a little bit, so the paint will grab on a little bit easier. Started working on the body, and as you can tell, I have primered it and painted the hood red. Decided on starting with the hood because I'm gonna go with a rather dark color for the body, and best paint the red while I still have the light primer on there. So I've given it also one coat of gloss clear. It's not very glossy, it's more of a satin finish or something like that, even though you can see the reflection there. But yeah, before I continue on painting the body, I want to finish off the hood with some liquid pigments from Life Color, and we're gonna do a sort of like a sun faded. We're trying to have a little bit of a sun baking going on the red hood with some pink spots in between, like it's an old hood from junkyard, sort of thing. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping for to achieve, but I'm not really sure that I will make it there. Yeah, so got the hood all cleared up and masked off. It didn't quite turn out as bleached as I would have wanted. The pastel chalk, evidently, when it gets wet, it also kind of gets invisible. So yeah, there's that. But it has a little pinkish hue to it on the area where I put it on, where I wanted it. I only wanted this stripe here to be like bright red, like it has been in the shadow or something, and then some whitening going on around here. But anyways, I masked it off because I'm gonna go ahead and paint the rest of the body. I might come back to this and try to bleach it a little bit more later on. But for now, I'm going to continue on with the body. Bowdy. Yeah, that's a funny way to pronounce it. Yeah, anyways, decided to do the exterior in a dark sea gray from Vallejo Model Air. It is kind of the darkest gray that I have besides the German gray, because I have planned on doing the plastic rocker panels. Whatever these things are called, and I think it's rocker panels, maybe. But anyways, the dark plastic on the outside, which should also be the bumpers, except that I'm going to color match the bumpers to the rest of the vehicle. These are going to be Panzer gray, because this plastic is always kind of a grayish hue to it, as well as it being quite sun-bleached. For lack of a better word, sun-bleached. Yeah, it's the first thing to go whitening on a BMW of this year. Anyways, I think I'm just rambling here. I'm gonna go ahead and give it the first coat of paint, first lick paint, so to speak. Yeah, so quite a big jump forward in time, as you can tell probably. I have the body like 98% there. Already got all the clear parts in there. Went with a yellow low beam. And yeah, the body is almost finished. Got a nice shine going on there, and I'm pretty happy with that. Some imperfections that were in the plastic itself, I didn't think I'd have to fix them, but leave them in and just say the car has some little dents in it or something. I don't know if you can tell this, but the hood is not as shiny as the rest of the body, because I was thinking it would be a salvage hood from the junkyard or something. So it's been sun-baked a little bit, as you can see a little bit there at times. I've done that. But anyways, it's time for the windows to be put in, and I have sprayed those with the black necessary for those. But I was thinking I'm going to tint the rear windows on the vehicle. So what I did was I went to the hardware store and I bought myself some window tinting film, about 10 meters of the stuff, but I have cut it into these more convenient little pieces that I can then glue on the outside of the window, not on the inside, because it looks kind of fake when I did that. So what you end up with is the one I've done previously here, from just a spare window that I had. Get this lovely see-through tinted window. So yeah, that's it. This is the outside looks like, and this is what the inside looks like. You can already see the little bubbles there are quite prominent on when I do it like this. So just do it on I'm just gonna do it on the outside, because the glass glues from the inside anyways, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, so that's what's gonna happen next. Yeah, so the car appears to be all finished and good to go, but we've yet to put on the rear wing assembly, and also I'm going to save that for the very last thing. We need to weather this sucker up a little bit on the underside here, and to do that I'm going to be using my Life Color liquid pigments from my airbrush. Gonna go ahead and give it a little bit of this dark dust and see where that takes me. And after that I'm going to try something out with a bad paintbrush and some black paint and try and get a little bit like it's been burning some rubber up in here, and yeah, so it would have left a little bit of the tires on the underside of the bumper and it's inside of the chassis and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and I will get back with this vehicle once I have probably just finished it completely off. So yeah, we're skipping stones here. I know the video is probably way too long by now, but I figured we'll just finish the entire build in this one video. So yeah, stay tuned for a couple of seconds. So yeah, the BMW Driftmizzle is done. Not my best build so far, but it was a lovely build anyways. The kit is delightful to build, and the modifications made it a little bit harder than it needed to be, but it all was worth it in the end. The only regret that I have not modifying is the ride height. I should have lowered it a little bit more than the stock standard height, but it is what it is, and I'm not going back on that. And I don't have a turntable, so I'll just do this by hand. Put on the German license plates. Kind of gave up on trying to make my own Icelandic ones, but look at that shine. The windows don't fit really well, and my tinting had a little mishap on the back here where it kind of bubbled up, but I can hardly see it. Maybe you can see it like this. There, you can see it right there. But I left it in anyways, and I dirtied it up a little bit on the sides here. I weathered the underside a bit more than a little, and I made it look like, I don't know if the camera will pick this up, I've already put my fingerprints in the dirt on the side. I made it look like there has been some rubber spilling up around here from the wheels burning rubber. And the hood is visibly sun bleached. You can see it a bit better here on the picture, I think. Yes, it is this pinkish kind of color, like it's been left out in the sun. And I went with a yellow headlights like I talked about before, and it looks really nice. The front end of this model is superb in my opinion. Not because I made it well or anything, but the model kit, the plastic itself is great. The real thin clear parts make for extremely realistic lights, and I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, so she turned out quite alright, I think. You can see all the modifications that I did on the inside as well through the windows, and the benefit of using that see-through film instead of painting those black with something that I would never see through. You get the flow of light in there and stuff, so everything's still visible. So anyways, I'm just waffling on about the kit. Did a ton of mistakes with my clear coat. It has a lot of dust in it, but my house is so dusty anyways that nobody's ever gonna notice that, I think. And yeah, did a little road dust up on the sides as well. Just a little subtle effect of dirtiness. So yeah, enjoy the little slideshow. I took like 4 pictures or something. And thank you guys for watching this for this long. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one, which is gonna be another car. But thanks for watching. Bye.